This is the sixth video in the series showing the gameplay from the Modern Challenge that took place on 29th of September, in which I finished top 4 playing my build of full-color Keruga Omnath, which you see in front of you here. This video will cover the gameplay from round 6 of that challenge and include my play-by-play commentary. If you missed the gameplay for the previous rounds, there is linked a playlist with all the videos for those rounds in the video description, and there is the text version of the deck list and the free sideboard guide for the deck also linked in the video description. With all those things said, let's get on to the games. Round 6, Game 1, we're up against Nama Squats, Mox winner, no pressure. He's usually on Storm and do see Giganta. The hand I've got is mostly reasonable against Storm. I have Tashan's Typebinder. I'm on the place so I can get to turn 3 and potentially stifle a Storm trigger or a Raw trigger should I need to. I have the Endurance to prevent the Passing Flames lines, and I have Fire Ice to slow them down for a bit on turn 2. So yeah, that was a good keep, all things considered. Yeah, just fetching the Sundering Falls. I keep the Solitude so I have even more coverage against Ral. Yeah, fetch the Temple Garden so I can cast Endurance later on and Ice. And yeah, the extra Solitude is actually nice here, because I might not want to pitch this Omnath. And I think at this point, since this Storm is typically a landlight deck, so I think Tishan's Typebinder stifling the fetch here is actually pretty fine. And yeah, they are stuck on land, as I predicted. No, I think it's safe for me to deploy threats. As I said in the previous Storm match, I want to put the pressure on as early as possible. They have Raw, I have Solitude to cover it. Unfortunately here though, from this point I make the mistake to auto yield, and they find a second Raw if that runs. Yeah, they find a second Raw, and I could have actually just won the game on the spot here had I not auto yielded. So they go off. He goes off and wins the game. But yeah, that's the lesson from this game. Don't auto yield until you know your opponent is definitely dead or has nothing to do. Yeah, that was that game. Don't auto yield. That's the main lesson. With all round 6, game 2. On the play again because we lost last game. I keep a pretty medium but acceptable hand. It has a single piece of interaction. It's the same sideboarding as the previous match, which was also Storm, so nothing new here. Gonna ice their lands because I'm interested in trying to draw into more interaction, but also just stifling them on mana, so I can develop my board a bit more while finding more outs, a bit more prepared for what they're going to present. Endurance is a nice pickup. I can at least hit the Past in Flames angle of their deck. I think I have to force this. Otherwise, that's just too much going on there, and I don't have enough stuff to stop the combo yet. As well hit the Ruby Medallion while I can. Right. So Veil keep a Force Negation on top. I'm just thinking maybe next turn I get to hold it up. If I survive, because I have the first trying to fetch the second blue. I think I'm pretty. They're gonna try and go off this turn though. So yeah, this is the reason why you kind of need. Well, you don't really need Damping Sphere, but why sometimes endurance itself isn't enough. Endurance plus force isn't enough. Because yeah, if Raw flips, they just ignore the graveyard for the most part. They just cast no spells to kill you without having to go in the graveyard. And yeah, much to say for that. Yeah, they're just going off here. Nature's Claim, as I assume the opponent has looked up our sideboard plan. Play two Raws. Check. Okay, so I think this was a bug, and what actually happened was they flipped the Raw at some point, and then got all the spells off of it, and proceeded to win the game. Even through this endurance. So yeah. That was a medium keep anyway, but as I said in game one, I think the Ollie yields very much strongly influenced the outcome of that game. By that I mean my opponent could have flipped something extra off their Ren's resolve, but with the way the flips happened, I could have won that game. But yeah, I mean it's still well played in both games by my opponents. GG's on to the next round.